Be still for a moment, because what's coming isn't gentle. The next few days will feel like something ancient has turned its eyes back toward you. The full moon in Aries is not visiting you as an outsider, it is activating you from within, peeling back layers of control, silence, and self-protection that you've worn like sacred armor. On the 6th of October, the sky will open, and for Scorpio, that opening is personal. This is not another lunar phase to observe. This is a mirror. The light pouring through will not ask who you want to be, it will expose who you already are. For months now, you felt the tension, the pressure in your chest when someone lies, the tremor in your gut when you bite your tongue instead of speaking. You've been carrying emotional weight that was never yours to hold. But this moon doesn't want your patience, it wants your truth. It's not here to destroy you, only the false versions you've built for survival. When the moon glows in fiery Aries, and the sun stands in diplomatic Libra, the universe stretches the line between power and peace, and that's exactly where Scorpio must stand, between the instinct to control and the longing to surrender. You, more than any other sign, I know that transformation is never clean. It arrives like a confession whispered through fire. That's what this full moon is, a reckoning, a sacred unmasking. If your sleep has fractured, if your dreams have turned violent or vivid, if your body feels like it's humming with electricity, that's not coincidence. That's your energy field shifting frequencies. The headaches, the heat behind your eyes, the pulse in your throat, your body senses what your mind resists. And here's the secret, no one else tells you the pain before a transformation is always intelligence in disguise. The discomfort means something ancient inside you is moving, preparing to release a pattern that has ruled you for lifetimes. As the moon blazes, Mercury slips into Scorpio. Your domain, words become spells, thoughts become confessions. You'll hear truth vibrating under every silence, every half smile. You'll feel who is manipulating and who is mirroring you. Within 24 hours, Mercury will clash with Pluto, your ruler, and when that happens, secrets break their chains. Power shifts hands, and what once felt like fate will suddenly feel like choice. This energy isn't soft, it's surgical. Mars, the ancient ruler of Scorpio, now moves with Scorpio's precision, no longer an impulsive warrior, but a surgeon of destiny. So when the universe presses you to act, don't explode, cut cleanly. Speak truth like a blade that frees, not one that wounds. By the time Venus aligns with Jupiter, the storm will have passed, and the blessings will begin to arrive, not in fireworks, in clarity. You'll see who truly belongs beside you. You'll feel which dreams were real and which were merely attachments. The message of this moon is simple, but it will burn until you understand it. You cannot heal in the same place where you were taught to hide. You cannot rise if you keep negotiating with your own shadow. So let it all come undone. The guilt, the silence, the pretending. The universe is not punishing you. It's reintroducing you to your fire. This is your moment of redefinition. The night the moon stops asking you to be strong and instead asks you to be real. There's a strange stillness before transformation, the kind that makes the air feel heavier, the colors sharper, and the silence unbearable. That is where you are now. Scorpio, suspended between two elements that were never meant to coexist, fire and water, impulse and intuition, destruction and devotion. And yet, within you, they merge. You are the paradox, the universe made flesh. When the full moon in Aries meets the depth of your sign, it doesn't simply light up the sky, it ignites the ocean beneath your ribs. Every emotion you thought you had buried begins to stir. Old wounds, half-forgotten betrayals, promises that once kept you safe but now keep you small, they all rise, shimmering, gasping for air. It's messy, it's raw, but that's how alchemy begins. Nothing turns to gold without burning first. This week, The moon is not asking you to let go gracefully. It's asking you to let go honestly. You can't heal through performance. You can't pretend to release what you're still secretly clutching in your fist. The fire of Aries demands transparency. The water of Scorpio demands depth. Together, they strip you bare until there's nothing left but truth pulsing through your veins. You might notice emotions that don't fit the situation. Tears that come from nowhere. Anger that feels ancient. The truth is, they aren't just emotions, they're memories of energy you never allowed yourself to release. The full moon shines its silver light into the cellar of your subconscious, illuminating ghosts that have been haunting you from within. So instead of resisting the wave, lean in. Let the water swallow the flame until it turns into steam, the language of spirit. That's how Scorpio transforms, not by killing what hurts, but by letting it dissolve into wisdom. Every heartbreak becomes intuition. Every loss becomes direction. Every ending becomes a door. Under this moon, your relationships will become mirrors. Someone close to you will unknowingly press an old wound. Don't run from it. Watch. Listen. Feel. This isn't about them, it's about the pattern you've carried through lifetimes. The one that says love requires suffering. The one that says power comes only through control. The one that whispers that you must hide your pain to be worthy of peace. The Aries fire won't allow that anymore. It's breaking open the armor you forged in childhood. The shell you built around tenderness. That's why you might feel so exposed. So easily triggered. So impossibly tired. The old version of you is molting. Your nervous system knows it. Your heart knows it. You are not losing stability, you are losing the cage that kept you stable. There will be a moment, perhaps in the middle of the night, when everything feels too loud. Your thoughts will clash like thunder. The part of you that craves peace will beg for quiet. The part that craves truth will scream louder. That's the point of ignition, when the fire finally touches the water. Let it. Cry if you must. Scream if you have to. The water must boil before it turns to mist. And when the release comes, it will be subtle at first, a calm exhale. As sudden clarity, you'll realize the war you've been fighting was never with another person. It was between your fear of abandonment and your fear of exposure, between the part of you that longs to be seen and the part that believes you'll be destroyed if someone truly looks. This is your initiation. Scorpio, to stand still as the fire meets the sea and trust that both belong to you. You were never meant to be only water or only flame. You are the sacred collision of both. So tonight, as you lie beneath the moonlight, let yourself whisper, I release the need to protect what's already transforming. I allow the water to remember the fire that made it move. This is how you begin to heal, not by choosing one element over the other, but by finally admitting that both were always yours to command. There comes a point in every Scorpio's life when the mirror stops flattering you. It no longer softens your edges or hides your scars. It no longer tells the story you wish were true. Instead, it becomes silent and exact, showing you everything you've avoided seeing. That moment has arrived. And this full moon is the mirror. When the light of Aries blazes across your chart, it illuminates the cracks in your reflection. Not to humiliate you, but to liberate you. You see, Scorpio, your power has never been in perfection. It's in perception. You have always seen what others cannot. But lately, you've used that gift to read everyone but yourself. You've studied the motives of lovers, friends, enemies, yet you've forgotten the deepest investigation of all your own truth. This lunar light exposes the bargains you've made with your own shadow, the ways you've traded honesty for harmony, intuition for logic, love for control. It's not judgment, it's clarity, and clarity can hurt like salt on an open wound. But what stings now will soon purify. You may find yourself revisiting old conversations, moments when you silenced yourself to keep the peace. You'll remember the weight of unspoken words that still live behind your ribs. Mercury in your sign is demanding those truths to be spoken. Even if your voice trembles, because silence has never protected you, it has only kept you misunderstood. And then comes Pluto, your ancient ruler, squaring Mercury like a blade against a whetstone. Sparks will fly. This is the point when secrets shatter. You may witness truths from others that shake your faith in them, or revelations from within that shake your faith in yourself. But understand this, destruction is the only language Pluto knows for creation. What breaks now was never built to last. The mirror will show you who has been walking beside you and who has only been walking within your shadow. Those who thrive on your silence will flinch when you begin to speak. Those who loved you for your depth may struggle when you start surfacing for air. That's normal. Growth changes gravity. You'll feel power dynamics begin to tilt. Relationships once built on quiet dependency will suddenly feel heavy, imbalanced, strange. Some connections will tremble, others will vanish. Don't chase what collapses. Don't cling to what the mirror cracks. This is not punishment. It's the universe aligning your reflection with your reality. And as painful as this process is, there's beauty hidden inside it. You are learning to look at yourself without distortion. The mirror that once lied to keep you comfortable now tells the truth to set you free. Every scar becomes proof that you survived your own evolution. Every tear becomes evidence that you're still capable of feeling, despite all you've endured. When you finally meet your gaze, truly meet it, you'll notice something miraculous. The eyes that once carried grief now hold galaxies. The face that once hid in shadow now glows with something no fire can burn away: awareness. You've outgrown the illusion of who you thought you were supposed to be. So when the mirror shows you your flaws, don't turn away. Lean closer. Whisper to your reflection as if to an old friend, I see you. I forgive you. I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to understand you. That's how transformation begins, not with hatred of the old self, but with radical compassion for everything that shaped you. And when the light of this moon fades, you'll realize something extraordinary. The mirror was never there to judge you. It was there to remind you that the person staring back has always been more than the pain, more than the mask, more than the story. This is your rebirth, the moment when truth no longer scares you, because you've learned to become it. There is a moment in every transformation when the universe stops whispering and begins to roar. For Scorpio, that moment comes now. The air grows heavier, the silence tighter, and you can almost feel the energy gathering like heat beneath your skin, like fire waiting for your permission to burn. This is the part of the full moon that does not negotiate. It does not care about your comfort or your plans. It comes with one demand: choose. The fire you feel rising isn't punishment, it's a signal. The cosmos has reached into the quiet corners of your life and set flame to everything that no longer serves your becoming. You can sense it in the people who no longer speak the same emotional language, in the opportunities that suddenly feel hollow, in the dreams that once fit you but now suffocate your spirit. This is the Aries fire inside you, impatient, pure, unrelenting, demanding that you stop pretending you don't already know what must end. Mars, your ancient ruler, moves with surgical precision. Now, it's not here to make you reckless, it's here to make you real. You've spent years learning to control your reactions, to contain your power, to play the long game, and that control once saved you. But control is not the same as peace. This fire doesn't want you to explode, it wants you to act consciously. It wants you to take everything you've learned from your scars and use it to carve a cleaner path forward. You're standing before a sacred crossroad, one path lined with familiarity, the other shrouded in uncertainty. The first is safe but stagnant. The second is dangerous but divine. Every Scorpio knows this feeling, the quiet terror that precedes rebirth. You've lived through endings that felt like death and called them survival, but this is different. This time, you're not meant to survive, you're meant to evolve. Look around you. What is the one truth that has been calling your name again and again? That job that drains your spirit, that relationship built on duty instead of devotion, that version of yourself who apologizes for being intense, deep, too much. This full moon is burning through the last excuses you've built to protect those lies. The fire of Aries doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't care about the timeline your mind has constructed. When it decides to strike, it simply does clean. Exact, unstoppable. And beneath that flame, your water begins to boil. This is when Scorpio's power becomes sacred, when emotion and action merge into purpose. You will be asked to speak words you've avoided, to make choices that frighten you, to walk away from something that once defined you. There will be a moment sudden and clear when you realize that staying small costs more than letting go. That's when the fire reaches its peak. That's when the transformation becomes irreversible. Do not mistake endings for loss. They are simply the sound of your old self exhaling. The people who leave now were never meant to witness your next chapter. The situations that collapse were built on false foundations. The identities that dissolve were only costumes, beautiful ones. Perhaps, but never your truth. You've been here before. In other forms. In other lives. Scorpio always finds itself at the edge of something burning. It is both the destroyer and the resurrected, the one who dies nightly and wakes up wiser. And this moon, this fierce, unyielding moon, is here to remind you that rebirth isn't a punishment, it's a promise. When you finally choose, when you take the step that changes everything, the universe will sigh in relief, because it has been waiting for you to stop hesitating. It has been whispering, "You are ready." While you kept pretending you weren't, the fire demands a choice, and this time, the choice is between living half alive or burning fully awake. Stand still. Take a breath. And remember, you were never meant to be comfortable. You were meant to be limitless. When the fire finally dies, it does not go out in silence. It hums. It breathes. It glows faintly in the bones of the earth, in the memory of every flame that once reached toward the sky. That's how your soul feels now. Is Scorpio emptied, trembling, but alive in a way you haven't been for years. You've burned through the illusions, the expectations, the false stories you told yourself to survive. And what remains is not ruin. It's truth, purified by fire. For days you have been unraveling. The full moon demanded honesty. The planets demanded surrender. You faced the mirror that refused to lie. And then the fire that refused to wait. Now the smoke begins to clear. And in its soft gray light, something sacred stirs within you. You are not who you were before this moon. You are something cleaner, quieter, infinitely stronger. There's a moment after destruction when even the universe seems to pause to see what you will do next. Will you rebuild what was, or will you dare to create what has never existed? Scorpio, this is that moment. You are standing in the ashes of your former life. But if you look closely, the ashes shimmer. They are fertile. They carry the minerals of wisdom, courage, and self-respect. You didn't lose yourself in the fire. You found yourself there. The world may look the same, but your energy no longer is. The people who once triggered you will no longer have that power. The wounds that once defined you will now speak only in whispers. The grief that once chained you to the past will dissolve like smoke in wind. Because now you understand what it all meant. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every silence. They were the friction needed to ignite your rebirth. When Venus aligns with Jupiter, the universe opens a small, hold a door. Through it pours light, gentle, forgiving, abundant. This is the healing that follows the storm. New relationships arrive with truth at their core. New opportunities flow toward you, drawn to your frequency. What was taken from you returns in purer form. That's the reward of the ones who don't flinch when the fire calls their name. And yet, true rebirth is never loud. It doesn't announce itself. It slips into your life like a deep exhale. You'll notice it in the way your body feels lighter, your intuition sharper, your heart softer. You'll begin to speak slower, love deeper, choose quieter. The drama fades, replaced by presence. The need to prove yourself disappears, replaced by the peace of simply being. Tonight, if you stand under the fading glow of the moon, you might feel something brush against your spirit, the faint pulse of renewal. That's you remembering what it means to be infinite. To die 1,000 symbolic deaths and rise each time with more compassion than before. To understand that nothing you lose was ever meant to stay small beside you. So whisper this to yourself as the night folds back into dawn. I am not what burned. I am what survived the burning. I am not the wound. I am the wisdom it left behind. Because this, Scorpio, is your quiet miracle, the alchemy of being destroyed and still choosing to love, of being broken open and still daring to trust the light. You've learned that endings are not enemies. They are invitations. And as the ash settles, you'll see something shining there, not a crown, not a sword. But the key to your next beginning, the key forged from everything you once feared to lose. Take it. It's yours. Step forward. The rebirth has already begun.